Okay, so I know that I just filmed that one video, but I guess I didn't really give examples. So, me and one of my friends that I've had since childhood, we basically were like sisters. Um, but we were in the same friend group, and when I realized that that friend group, like, what the person that I wanted to be no longer aligned with who they were and how they acted, um, I began to distance myself. And, I only had like one close friend then. And, I didn't really talk to these people. I didn't really socialize with them anymore. And at first it was awkward, but then, like, after a little bit, it was just like, it was more of like, we all knew, like, this wasn't for us. Like, we were all headed in different places. But the one close friend that I had, I felt that she had some potential to, like, kind of go where I was headed. And as much as I really, like, I kept kind of, like, pushing for it, just more of, like I wanted to bring her with me. But, you know, as much as, like, in those situations, I had tried, she would always kind of fall back into her routine with, like, the other group, which I obviously, it was like, this is kind of odd, but I looked at it and I realized, like, while I have made this step and I'm okay with it, she's not ready for it. And that's okay. But because of that, I'm going to have to leave her behind in a sense. That doesn't mean I don't have to be friends with her, but I can't be as close as maybe what she would want, because we are not where we want to be, was not aligning. Like, who the types of people that we wanted to be, it did not fully align, and that's okay. And I was okay with losing her because I knew that she needed these people more. Those were the people that she needed more than me, in a sense, because that's just at the time what was right for her. And I just had to accept that I couldn't bring her with me. But now, as a couple of years have passed, we've begun to get closer again, and we've, I would say that we're good friends again. And she's still friends with those people, and I think that she's also kind of developing her own sense of who she is, though, without them. But still, I mean, we're close. But I think, yeah, if we hadn't had that time where we were fully apart, we probably couldn't have this, because I'm more sure of who I am. And so, like, let's say I hang out with them or whatever, it's only more casual. So it's like I'm not going to fall into things that maybe I see that they do that I don't fully align with, because I am solid in myself. But I think with my friend, we're able to be at a point where it's more of just like, we're family. We will always love each other. We will always care for each other. We may not always see something the same way, but regardless, at the end of the day, we're still going to be there for each other. And I do think that that space allowed us to like cultivate this relationship. And then also I have another relationship, friendship, and when I came back over spring break, you know, I went to Beer Barrel where I worked at, and I started working again. But me and my one coworker, like, I could tell that, you know, I wouldn't like be like, oh, you missed me so much, but just like, or I wouldn't like rub it in his face or anything or use that against him. And I don't think we'll ever like bring it up like that. But I think that like he really did miss our bond because it was different from his with other people's. But I think that the only way that we were able to have this was because even when like he was annoyed with me or whatever, I kept persisting. And I did back off for a while because I was just like, he obviously does not care about me. This is silly. Like, I'm not going to keep doing this. But when we were in a group with some other people, they kind of fizzled out their friendship with him. I was still friends with him and these people though, but I saw how they had like basically fizzled out their friendships with him. So I persisted to be like close with him and keep closing the gap so that we would like maintain our friendship, because I felt like in some ways he does kind of tend to self-destruct, but also he accepts like in friendships too quickly that that they fall out. But I feel like if you do genuinely want to keep your friendship, you need to make the effort. You will make that effort. And that is what I've done with him. I've kept continuing to make that effort. And I think that's what changed things for us. And so, especially now that I came back for spring break, every day we just kind of had deep talks, and I think that it furthered our friendship. And this is a friendship now that I'm looking at, like, this could be a lifelong friendship. And it did catch me off guard, but it made me realize that all of this, like, effort, this work that I've been putting into this person has really paid off. They appreciate it, and it's very satisfying to see that they know that I care and they're comfortable coming to me talking about some of these like heavier subjects, I guess, or just like real conversations. And so I feel like those are some of my examples of how, stepping away can really do a lot for a friendship, but also persisting if that's the right thing, if that's like what the times call for, I guess, that can do just as much good. And so I wanted to give examples that way. People weren't just, you guys weren't just like, well, like, I understand this, but how do I apply this, I guess. So I guess this is how it has been for me. So yeah. But also, like, I guess if you have any like questions or anything, I mean, feel free to ask me. Like, I'll answer them. Trust me, I'm not famous. I'll respond to people and I'll yap. So